everybody. This is Mr. Walsh, Forces of Facts. So I got a nice lady who pulled through as I'm sitting at the drive-thru. Obviously, panhandling and meeting with people, networking. Someone offered me maybe a job for security when he opens up his bar, or he's opening up his bar, which would be great. I have a lot of experience in that. I think it's funny. She was really upset, and you can see in her heart she wanted to talk to me. She could tell that I actually am a good listener and a good person, and wise. But the funny part was, at a certain point, then she kind of started stopping. When the real notion of getting that communication or that conversation and that little stress out or pain out, because she had to go home, she had to bring her dog, which was, I understand, she had a beautiful Rottweiler in the back, and totally get it. And maybe the thing about it that kind of got me, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today, is that maybe she thought she couldn't talk to me because what would I know? And that's a really, really bad thing for people to think about, because even if you have a house, it doesn't mean that you and I are not the same. And in fact, I'm in a better position to help you than you are to help me emotionally, because I have to have a stronger character emotions. Don't get me wrong, I break some days on the street, but you have to have a lot stronger character to live on the street than you do inside of a house. So all of a sudden, when people say they had a bad day at home, well, talk to me about it. Trust me, I can tell you I've been through some pretty bad things too. So instead of me talking to you about it, I can definitely listen, and I have a very, very apt heart for those kind of things. So, for those getting the perception that somehow, again, people that are homeless don't know what it's like to have a home, don't know what it's like to have a family, friends, or education to talk to you about your emotions or things. Look, I have anger issues. I do. I'm justifiably angry, but I don't know why sometimes it comes about, and I really don't like to feel angry, okay? Which is the irony of even having anger to begin with. You're just angry to be angry even. But yeah, just don't think like that about people. It gives us a very, very bad perception. It gives us a bad name. It makes us all look like we're dumb, incapable, just because we don't have those things. Look, man, I can't keep reiterating in the same topics, but I guess I should. I've applied for jobs. I'm standing at one of them I already applied to. And by standing here, I get to meet people that can offer me jobs. That's pretty cool. And at the same time, I've worked at a lot of places. So it's not like I don't know what it's like to work. It doesn't mean I don't know what it's like to sit there and deal with things or struggle with those things. So talk to us. We need a good conversation and need good love too. That's why a lot of people don't get out of it, because we think we can't fit back in there with you, because you don't make it seem like we are anything like you, and we are. In fact, we're probably more so like you. So turned off from the world, we don't want to go back inside where we're trapped in those houses and then fucked up emotionally with all these people trying to reach out again. It's like you're outside and you're stuck in freaking apocalypse land, but if you go inside, you're trapped in a horror movie psychological thriller. It's like, it's one thing or another. And don't get me wrong, it's comforting inside, and the things you can do inside are amazing. And I really, really, really want a home again, especially since I want a family. And I do have a family, but you know what I mean? I want like my own kids, I want my own life. I want to be able to take them places and do things with them. Monetarily, I need to get that taken care of. And it's in me, and it's in my mind and spirit and heart. But again, it's the finances. So at least I know that on one person, on me, if I go out there, I can live on the money that comes to me right now, because COVID is very tough, and it's not. I don't know if people are just not hiring or whatever during these pandemics and stuff. But I'm out here and I'm cold and I get hungry, but I can't always eat. So you know what I mean. I have to buy weed. I'm sorry if sometimes you don't like to hear that. We spend our money on drugs. No, unless we have a drug problem, and then in which case then we might spend our money on drugs. If we are a drug addict, we might spend all our money on drugs. Since I am none of those, I just occasionally can use them. Same as anyone. I can get a bottle of E&J and I sit there and sip it the whole night for 16 hours, make a little pint last. So screw you for making me think I have a problem, because I can drink a pint every couple of days, because it's cold out. It's getting colder, and it's something you got to do for your emotions is keep them in check. The worst thing that you can do is trust other people with your medical. And here's why. The hospitals spend millions and billions of dollars to make you believe in them. And it's not that you can't trust in people, but at the end of the day, when you do that, they're asking you to do that, but they ask you not to trust yourself, and they call it self-medication. Stop giving it a negative connotation. It does you no good to belittle other people's intelligences with what they want to put in their body. So from a young age, they put everything in their fucking mouths, and every day when they get older and they're stressed out, they try to find anything to put inside themselves to fill their heart, cure themselves, or stop the pain. So yes, there are healthier alternatives, and guess what? Leave it to them to figure it out, because if they don't, they'll die, and if they do, they'll find out how to acclimate it and do it right. And you're supposed to sit there to just kind of work with them. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. The point of this is that you work with us. And work with us meaning that we are trying to get out of the situation at some point or another, or at least get so comfortable that we don't care one way or the other, because humans deserve that. If we're going to die on this planet, we deserve to be comfortable, and we deserve to get something. I have to sit and listen to people. I have to put up with a lot of people's shit without their whatever's, and they do a little bits with me. And I say a little because it might come out as one big extreme. And at a time in my life, people will say yes, and I will tell them, yeah. At a time in my life, I would have been more extreme, especially when being trapped in the house and other things like that. And now that I feel different, I want to go back inside again. But see, I wasn't ready then, and I hate to say that. I grew up in a house, in a big house, and maybe it's because I had a big family that I felt trapped and always felt like whatever. So there's things I'm learning about myself even now at 32. And it's never going to stop. So with that in mind, get off your high horse. Every single time you want to come down on somebody, get off your high horse. It's the only thing that needs to be going through your mind. Look at that human being. When you see them eat out of the corner of your eye, look at them looking like an animal. Not like they're uncivilized. Look at them look like an animal. They are literally creatures that eat things, and they're scared, and they're like, and watch them sometimes. And it might irk you a little bit because you don't want to see that part of humanity too fucking bad. We don't want to experience the shit you give us. But we're out here anyways, and people are still trying to fight for that, just so that we can have the right to fight for this, so that we can come onto a sidewalk and not be